live video side, I know there's a lot of questions. I recognize a lot of faces here, and I know a lot of the questions that are kind of in the brains behind those faces, so we'll take through some of those. But why don't we start with just a quick introduction given by each of the panelists here, but I'd love to hear a little bit more, just kind of level set with the audience, what your company does with live video and kind of your thoughts, quick thoughts on it.
Okay, so I'm Stephanie McMahon, Chief Brand Officer for WWE, also a television personality. I do play the bad guy, hence Welcome to the Queendom being my entrance music. Live events and live content is really at the core of WWE's DNA for over 50 years. So we have currently over 520 live events that actually take place in front of a live audience, in front of thousands of people. WrestleMania last year was at AT&T Stadium in front of over 101,000 people, breaking our own attendance record. And we use that live content then. We also stream across all social and video platforms, including Facebook, Facebook Live, you're welcome, which we are streaming right now. Actually, this event is live streaming on Facebook. And, of course, our live television programming, our flagship programming, Raw, Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown Live. We produce 5 hours of live content every single week that airs on USA Network, and that content is then licensed all around the world. It actually streams live in China on PPTV on Tuesday mornings at 9, and there's an audience there for that, and it's pretty incredible. So we definitely, live is at the core of what we do, and we're so excited. The more platforms and opportunities that we have to connect with our audience, the better for us.
Hey, I'm Bob Critters. I'm the group director at Facebook. We tend to look at the world on the business side through a vertical lens. So we have specialists kind of attached to different verticals, and I have the pleasure of doing entertainment, which is why I know my friend Steph well. I also do technology and connectivity, which are the telcos and the tech companies, and then multicultural, a way to really engage a group of people based on their language. Live is one of the most exciting things that I can talk about it all day. When somebody asks me, what are you the most excited about right now on the platform or your platforms? It's just mobile video, period. And then you introduce this concept of live, where you get this sense of like immediacy and relevancy and kind of excitement. We're just seeing like off the chart numbers and signals from users who are just so excited about this. Every time I talk to somebody, it's really funny, I get the story of, I just went live, which is usually followed by, and I didn't realize the camera was on me, so it's a live video of me that I had to quickly delete, and I did the same exact thing. Trying to do the mannequin challenge, it was a complete fiasco. We did it like 3 times.
As a prep, Bob has told us that he has some embarrassing personal live video stories that he can cover.
Yeah, they're never going to be shown.
Yeah, you do. That's not good enough. You need details.
That's what happens when you and your wife travel a lot and you try to send video. It's not a good thing.
I'm Ryan. I lead our digital product, design, and a lot of our social teams. Like how you led it, we do live sports. Live to us means a lot of different things. There's the live game itself, there's the commentary, there's breaking it down, there's what happens on TV and on the field, and then a lot more that can happen on digital because it never ends. There's no cap to what you can show. So today is a great example where there are going to be, I think it's 8 or 9 championship NCAA games, which culminate in the 6 p.m. bracket announcement. We will then go into tomorrow night 24 straight hours streamed across all TV channels, all of our media partners of analysis with the Tournament Challenge platform. That turns into games and pick'ems. The cycle just continues and continues. On Thursday, with NFL free agency, we had 210 live events running through our platforms. TV can only hold so much of that. So in a given year, we'll do something like 10,000 events exclusive digitally. And that's what something like the Brock Osweiler trade from Adam Schefter is broken on a digital-only show. So we think about live in all those formats. And each screen, each format does come with it different usability, different thought process, personalities. And that's the fun part.
Well, let's actually dig into that a little bit. So what are the kind of different thought processes you have as you approach each platform or make a decision that this video goes on that platform? How do you think through that at ESPN?
I think there is
differently though about the way that you guys are shooting content? So when you shoot it for a phone, it's a very different experience than you are going for a 50-inch TV.
Well, again, that's where content itself changes a bit. So the examples, I'll give two examples. One, that free agency show. We couldn't run it on TV because we had really excellent, I think the Duke game was literally live and it was a really busy season. So we had a handful of our top analysts sitting around a table like this, breaking news, and Adam Schefter had a Schefter cam on. And that cam was literally a series of cameras that we're then cutting and setting digitally. So it can mean something different there. I think the game itself, we want to be really clean and beautiful, but we do something in the app, for instance, that if we show it to you in full screen landscape, you get the full view. But if you tilt it to portrait, we actually have live news and analysis supplementing the video, and that's an example of something you can do there. Then when you put it on Facebook or Snapchat or so on, I think you have different, you can think about it differently for its appropriate or so forth. Yeah.
In WWE, we actually create content specifically for each platform. So television is, of course, a huge 5-camera shoot. It's live, all that good stuff. But then on YouTube, for example, we know that the user, because it has to be user-based first, they're looking for short-form programming, but that's very high quality. YouTube tends to be, more of a lean-back experience versus Twitter that is more newsfeed-based, so updates, things that are happening, or Facebook that tends to be more authentic, more real-type content that you want to, for example, if we had somebody win the WWE Championship, you would get more of a real interview, something personal about that champion. But what's different about WWE than ESPN is that we are not just sports content, we're also entertainment. So we have the ability to produce in-ring content, yes, with incredible athleticism, but it's also theater, and we have over 150 different individual IP brands of our superstars. And they are brands in and of themselves producing their own content through all of these different platforms as well. So it really is customized for each platform. And then, of course, the WWE Network, which is our direct-to-consumer subscription service.
So one thing that I think a lot of people probably don't know is that WWE is very data-driven. So, Steph, can you tell us a little bit about, looking at that data, what's kind of the consumption and engagement that you see on live video versus VOD? And just real quick, at Mashable, oddly enough, we do shoot a lot of live video, but the odd part is a lot of the consumption actually happens VOD after it's completed. And I think that's a fundamental difference with the kind of content we shoot versus the kind of content WWE shoots or ESPN shoots. But what do you guys think?
Well, there's been a lot of key learnings, of course, especially with the WWE Network, because data and analytics with technology, it's awesome. It's real time. You can learn so much about your consumers and their behaviors and how they're watching and what they're watching. And currently we have over 7,000 hours of VOD content on the WWE Network, and we have a library of over 100,000 hours that we still need to strategically place on the network. But what we do see is our pay-per-views, our big live events that, so just a little backstory as well. We disrupted our own business. So the pay-per-view business was about $70 to $80 million per year business for WWE. We absolutely disrupted our own business with our OTT service, and we've doubled our revenue. The WWE Network is now the fastest growing and second most profitable business for WWE. So when you look at that, but we didn't change the model of our live events. So our television programming builds to these big pay-per-view spectaculars, and then the pay-per-views then build towards WrestleMania, which is like our Super Bowl that happens every April that I just mentioned took place at AT&T Stadium last year, Orlando this year. So for those pay-per-views, the live consumption is still incredibly valuable. But we do notice that our other types of programming, our reality series or our, all of our other content is more broadly consumed on VOD. So when it's live, when it's sports type content, that's when we find our viewers really do want to engage actually live.
And are you seeing patterns, Bob, and what goes on Facebook Live that actually is consumed VOD later on? Are there things that you've noticed from your perspective?
It's still kind of early days, right, for live, and I think what we're doing is we're watching, we're learning, trying to pass back best practices whenever we can to people about you just want to keep testing and learning. You want to find your own natural rhythm, and as a brand, you want to say, what do I represent to my users? What should I be doing? We do know right now more of the content gets consumed in a VOD format. Once it's gone live, it becomes available, and then more people are watching it. But I think as people get more comfortable overall with the live experience, we're just going to start to see that those numbers are just going to continue to escalate, and brands are going to get just smarter and smarter about the way they use that. Why do we use it? Not everybody should go live. It should not be the thing that you just default to. You should have some type of reason. What are you trying to convey?
I feel like you're talking to me on that one.
I am.
Yeah.
This is actually an intervention. but you know what? I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. It's like, think about what you're trying to say. What is the message merit? And then what do you want to do against that? And if live makes sense in those moments, definitely do it. And also ask yourself, if somebody's going to be watching this later, will it still make sense? Will it still be relevant to them? I think with things like sports, everybody loves to go back, right? We love to go back to the highlights and watch all that stuff. I think great content, comedic content, we want to share that stuff. I think at the end of the day, early days, but just really kind of match your use case to what you want it to stand for at some point.
So let's stick with you, Bob. How do you see, and how does Facebook see social TV fitting in, or I'm sorry, social live video on social fitting in with TV over the long term? What place will Facebook have? I can tell you where yeah, go
I
ahead.
think what's interesting, right? How many people watch TV with some type of mobile device in their hand? Yeah. Well, I mean, the stats recently are about 7 out of 10 people are doing it. I think it completely underrepresents what real behavior looks like. We know that we have spikes in our usage during certain times. Like, there's a big key moment in a program, and then immediately following, you'll see a usage spike. We'll also see stuff, we did some tests with some TV shows where we actually saw during the commercial breaks, boom, it's like the hockey stick in terms of usage. I think what we're seeing right now with the content producers and live, what's really interesting, is how they're starting to use this to kind of get better engagement. We know that when people do live video right now, there is a 10x multiplier for the kind of chatter and the engagement that happens. People start commenting more, they start doing more. We also know that once you get comfortable with live, that you're going to see your usage increases. Just last year, from the summer through the fall, we saw that folks that were using live at least once, there was a 4x multiplier right there in terms of the number of hours that they were going to create. We've seen people do things that are really fun. We've seen people take live and make it more about character development. You're going to have a big event. Wouldn't it be cool to actually tell the story of those characters in advance to get you more excited? Is there something that you can kind of leak to people in a live moment where you can say, hey, we're going to show original content, or the trailer is going to debut? Something big is going to happen. We saw this, to be an example. USA Network's Mr. Robot did season 2. I don't know if anybody saw Mr. Robot. It's really smart television. It's really well done. But for season 2, season 1 was like this thing that kind of emerged like a phoenix. It was just a really big deal in the marketplace. Season 2, they wanted to do something fun, so they did a live cast video. And they had the cast there. It was really cool. They're talking. And all of a sudden, if you're familiar with the show, the hacker group, this rogue hacker group called F Society, cuts in and starts ranting about the panel and what's going on. And the next thing you know, it introduces that person watching to the premiere. So it's 3 days before it's actually the premiere, and you got to watch it on Facebook. And then, unlike what normally happens on Facebook, it disappeared. And what it said is, if you want to watch this in a couple days, you can watch it on Twitter, then Snap, and then YouTube. It was a really smart use of it. A little bit of stunting, a little bit of promotional, but they kind of raised awareness of what was happening, and then they really used that as a moment, like a lighthouse moment, to actually bring that content to the consumer. Really interesting and very, very different. And there's a million use cases, but I think they're perfect complements to each other. I really think that live works just so well with what the TV networks are trying to do, whether we're trying to drive tune in, which is important, right? The business is still, really the majority of business is right there when it's happening. But also audience development. There's ways to do branded content that are going to be smart. I think it's evolving. It's still kind of early days. But I think as we see people start to really test and learn, they're going to tell us what to do with live. We're going to see more things pop out. And it's just interesting to watch people take that risk and take that chance.
I wonder if live is actually capitalizing on the notion of FOMO a little bit. You know, people now. SmackDown is another one of our core programming. We moved it to Tuesday nights live on USA Network, and we saw our Facebook engagement increase 366%. So there definitely was a noticeable, tie between TV and the supplemental programming we were putting on Facebook, and a very high increase.
Yeah, I think it's true. It's like you don't want to be the only person not invited to the party. So you have that moment of like, oh, this is happening. Like when you're in your newsfeed and all of a sudden it's just Stephanie is live. Like that inclination is let me go right there. Like what's going on?
But let's hope.
Yeah. You've done great stuff.
But one of the great benefits of what you guys do, the things we broadcast, is you have to watch it live, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, exactly what you described. And then you can do, like, there's obviously the use case of just giving me access because I'm not in front of my biggest available screen. But there's also the use case of have you supplement it. So the example, we do the college football playoff. We get 18 different broadcasts of it. You have obviously the core feed on ESPN, but we did one with the camera in the pylon cam, one from above in the sky, one from the student section of Alabama, one from the student section of Clemson, and then all sorts of other things, the homer feed. We saw use cases where people were consuming multiple of those, really in supplement of the core feed, right? Or if you're an Alabama fan, you might want a very different experience. And that resonates, and it's easy to do in a live environment, so that could resonate from a character, a camera, anything. But there is a luxury to the kind of content you work with and we work with, and that affords different opportunities.
So if I'm hearing that right, it sounds like you guys are using live on social to kind of feed the super fans. Is that a fair way to describe it?
I think, and at least in our case, I'm jumping in again, is also the casual fans. So when I mentioned our pay-per-view events, before each we have what we call our kickoff show. And we actually broadcast that as broadly as possible. It's on our network, yes, but it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's on as many platforms as we can possibly get. And for example, the Royal Rumble, which is one of our biggest events, we recently had 3.5 million live views prior to our pay-per-view event starting. And it was a total of 4.8 when you then include the VOD. But we are looking at that point to try to get as much attention as we possibly can to get people into our programming.
So I think that's great. We also think about that exact same kind of example during the live window. Because we can look at a game itself, a game has 4 parts to it, or whatever, the 2 halves, whatever it might be. But we can see the data both linearly and digitally of where those trends can be. And we shouldn't just think about it of when the kickoff or tip-off or whatever that is, but the storyline throughout and how we can feed into that with analysis, with highlights, with our mobile app. We do 5 billion notifications a month. Those aren't Facebook numbers, but they're pretty large. And when they're personalized, that's great. If they're not personalized, that's probably too big of a number. But if you can do it in a way where there's context that has some easy, remove the friction on what the payoff is, I do believe you can take that little short-form piece of content and drive larger
itself is different at times.
Yeah,
So the
yeah, purpose-built for
use this here, and the event is here. That's very common for us.
I think people are getting it right, or specifically in your world, you're following where the consumer is, right? And then you're developing content that's going to resonate for them, it's going to be impactful for them, and probably shareable, right? So you get that multiplier effect, yeah. And I think when you do that and you start to think about the audiences that matter, you actually start to think about creative differently. And one of the things, we used to say, or it used to be in the press all the time, like Facebook provides a Super Bowl moment for you because of this large audience. Well, that's still true, it's always true, but you also have the ability to do personalized marketing at scale. So you can actually take the one-size-fits-all and kind of put it over here and say, you know what, that doesn't really matter so much anymore. I think I'm going to develop more discrete messaging, more discrete comms that actually matter to these groups of people. And when you aggregate those, they do scale up to these big, big moments, but you're able to say the right thing at the right time to the right person, yeah. And then you intersperse live in there, and you give it this sense of immediacy, which is like, I have to know about this now, I have to consume this now. And even if you're coming back and you're doing a VOD play on that, it was still important enough that it was live that people are going to want to consume that. So I think everything you guys are saying and doing is that approach of really being like focused, but being able to also deliver a large audience. It's exactly the way to use a platform like Facebook, like Instagram, I'm sure like Snap and Twitter, etc.
One of the metrics that we track is actually engagements. So whether somebody likes or shares content, and we had 1 billion social media engagements last year. We also track, because really it's not about television ratings anymore, it's more about hours. And while we're definitely tracking subscribers, because that's what we really want to get, we're also looking at the amount of content consumed per subscriber. And what we found on the network, on WWE Network, is there's an average of 4 hours consumed per week, which really puts us on par with the major broadcast networks like CBS, Fox, ABC, etc. So that's, that is another metric that we look at, is really that share of time.
It's a huge amount of content consumed.
It is. God bless them, each and every one.
So, if I put myself kind of out in the audience looking up, I would say, well, you've got WWE and you've got ESPN. They've really figured out monetization, right? Obviously there's struggles within every company, and everyone's struggling to make forecast otherwise we're setting easy forecasts and that sort of thing. But if you're in the audience, you're thinking, how do I monetize it? And Bob, I'm going to throw the hard question to you. So I'm thinking about Facebook Live video. We understand some of the value that we've been talking through to the company. How do we think through monetization? What is the strategy? And not always just what's Facebook's idea of monetization. How do you monetize live video? How does it make sense for you as a company?
I think to be honest with you, I think we're still thinking about it, right? We're working with people. I don't think we have a one-size-fits-all approach there either, and we're just trying to understand what makes the most sense. Whenever somebody uses any of the solutions that are available, they have to be tied to a business outcome first and foremost, right? You asked before, is tune-in the #1 metric that matters to you? Sometimes it is.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not. You could be issuing a new app and you want people to install and engage, and that could be your metric. I think from a monetization standpoint, though, I think we have to really kind of watch and see what the consumer's going to do with this first so that we can understand it better. And as we get more learnings, it becomes easier to kind of say, well, I think we should try this and we should try that. Right now, Facebook is a great company because we try to bring things to market very quickly and then figure them out with our partners as we go. I think that's kind of where we are right now. And I think looking at different use cases now, is it promotional or is it business driven? Is it awareness or is it the bottom of the funnel? What are we trying to do? I mean, this notion of everything for brands happens at the top of the funnel, you start to get a little squishy as you get to the middle, and then you convert as you get to the bottom. I think live is changing the way we look at that a little bit. Because can you brand at the top and can you convert at the bottom? And that's what we're starting to learn with people, and we're starting to get better about thinking, okay, well, what should that look like? What should we be thinking about monetization? We get feedback, I promise you, every single day. We work really closely with our partners. We work very closely with the 2 fine people on the panel with me. And we're starting to, we're listening to what would matter. And I think we have to just do it together. I think we have to just continue to say, this made sense here, but it certainly didn't make sense sense here. By no means are we down the road where it's like,